Okay, so this is, we had time to do a second, so we've done a second. So this is game number 2. Again, it's Legion versus Protectorate, and again I'm here with Mark.
Hello.
So this time it's Mark's using Fyanna 2, and I've got Amon. Right, so Mark won the roll and chose sides.
Yeah,
that was it.
Well, I mostly wanted to go second to try and score first. But...
Yeah, so my list I'll be really quick with. It's been on before. It's 5 Dervishes, 2 Castigators, 2 Crusaders, a shed load of choir and support, and a Devout to help protect Amon, and that's pretty much it.
My list is at Fyanna 2. It's in the Oracles of Annihilation theme. It's Succubus, 2 Angelius, 2 Naraths, a Seraph, a Nargonite Lurker, a Nephilim Bloodseer, 2 Shepherds, 2 Forsakens, one of which is free, Sorceress and Hellion that's free, or I should say the Succubus is also free, and the Black Frost Shard.
Yeah, and I missed out on the 2 Wracks, and obviously it's Creator's Wrath theme, hence why all the Jacks kind of thing. So I think was it 17 beasts and Jacks on the board?
Oh, probably yeah.
Yeah, because I've got 10 and
And I've got 7, yeah.
That's it. So shaking hands and everything. Right. So everything powers up, and turn 1 is just get up the board quick. So it starts with Synergy on Amon, and it's got fortifies, sits on, well, it's the plastic one, but you won't notice the difference, but the plastic Crusader. And yeah, the conga lines of choir will come in a bit, and that's basically it. We just put mobility up on Amon and run everything up. So it's more fiddly than anything else, but just...
It is your first turn, but these are really fiddly just because you need to have everything so tightly packed, because otherwise you end up with Jacks out of control at the start of the game, which...
Yeah, has been done many times before.
Yeah, we've seen that.
So there's the conga lines. They're happy though, aren't they? Yeah, and then this feeling, there's something really nice about it. To play Protectorate and to get to move something 14 inches is just awesome.
It is, yeah. For Legion, it's very average, but...
Yeah, I mean, you don't normally get to play, and there go the trees. They lasted not even to the bottom, to past the top of turn 1, but yeah. And then the Covenant putting up Lawgiver's Creed, and then with that reposition, it's just so strong in this list. And then that's me, bit of a tidy up and knock it over.
Okay, so for those people who don't like multiple measurements happening at the moment, won't be very happy, but I just had to work out the 11. It's an 11-inch charge threat for the majority of his Jacks, and I can make 11 inches pretty easily. So I just that's just some apparitions happening, which is from the theme, and the Seraph always gets it. Measuring out, and I just wanted to walk to stay just out of it, so that if he was going to engage me this turn, it was going to be with a run. And that's pretty much all I did this turn, was walk up. I think one model ran because it wanted to get 7.5 inches rather than 7 inches.
Yeah, if this is the last game we played today, this was quite a high-speed game, wasn't it? Or at least from my side of the table, it was high speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that horrible... Is he a Bloodseer or something?
Yeah, the Nephilim Bloodseer. He's in the list because he's a cheaper Slipstream or Repulsion or whatever Animus you want to do, but sometimes, and Amon's a good example of where you actually just want to use his own Animus Arcane Suppression, because it really...
really messes things up. So now I'm just deciding, this is every game, it's the same situation. Well, there's the Hierophant doing his conga line and twist. But yeah, every game it's the same situation. I'm often out-threated, so it's how you get to cause enough problems for your opponent, but keep everyone within control. Because obviously 12-inch control from Amon isn't massive, so it is the length of that zone, isn't it? So I can just about get a model into to stay in control and be in his face, but yeah, it's not ideal. So the first 2 turns of it worth notice. Well, the choir were just singing, no spells. I don't know if there's much offensive spells you could have done, but...
Well, it stopped me from using Kiss from the Shard, which was the main one.
I'd not even thought about that.
Really?
I just knew you had no shooting, really, in this list, so I thought, well, spells is the only thing left. But no, it's a cracking one, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Fyanna's got gallows as well, but it's very rare that you actually use it.
So, yeah, and one thing that you'll notice as the game comes through, I didn't play very well with regards to the quiet and the terrain. We kept getting bogged down in it, which was less than ideal, but I'm not going to complain too much. So we've done all the sports stuff, which is going to be the same every turn. I then worked out what his threat ranges were, realised they were huge, and then just went, okay, deal with this many jacks. Which I'm starting to believe is the best way to do it.
Yeah, no, don't mess around with them.
Yeah, rather than piecemeal giving you jacks, just give everything in one go, and then and then trying to protect Amon with the stuff. And again, Lugiv's Creed going out from the book, and off we go.
Yeah, they tied it up. So there's 2 heavies with Enliven on them up front there.
Oh yeah, the 2 Castigators.
Which is an issue in itself, just...
Yeah, especially with Field Marshal parry.
Yeah.
So you're not getting a free whack at them.
So I started trying to work out what the right thing to do with the... I was seeing if the Naraf pulled them both in, would I be able to take them out of control? So that even if I didn't do a lot of damage, you couldn't power up. Which it turned out wasn't going to be the case, so I just decided to do something else and come back there and have a think about that.
So I think that's something I'm not massively good at, is the thinking while you're doing something else, whereas you seem to be quite good at it. Like, I'll do over here and there'll be or you'll have it ticking over in your mind.
So what did I do? So that was some apparitions that probably, I hadn't activated anything, so that was the right time. That's me looking at that, just the other side of the forest, the other Castigator with Enliven. It's like, I can do one hit to him, and then he runs away, and that's it. What do I do about it? They go into the tank for a little while, and then the Wrath just gets put in the right place, and he's just going to start wailing on that.
Yeah, so the sheet paper came out, the damage grids.
Yeah. So I have to say, this turn it started off very well. So I've hit him with the tail, so I also hit, and then I think I started with beatbacks and then didn't bother in the end because I was rolling 10s and 11s on 2 dice and knew that I was just going to kill him. So I could sprint where I needed to. So that was 1 down, 9 to go.
See, something I've noticed with the aiming list, you've just got to accept that you're going to lose some jacks, because you could almost argue that the dervishes are almost super solos rather than being lights. Yeah,
they charge forward like super solos, but they don't die so well. So with the no spells 2 turns in a row, I thought the Black Frost Shard would just go in there and, charging weapon masters will hurt a dervish. So I missed with the first attack. The second one did 1 box, and the third one did 5, and that was wholly disappointing. So then I decided,
this one,
Furied Angel, that'll finish a dervish off for sure. Boosted to hit, just because defense 13, you're not just going to roll it when you need 7s. Hit, and then what was it, dice plus 9?
It was
dice plus 9.
We can see the damage grid just get filled in. I think you had 3 boxes left after that.
Yeah, so the second attack killed it, which was nice.
So this was the nice thing. It's like, okay, the lights, they're like, are they 6 points each, 7 points each? 7 points, yeah. So you can go, it's only 7 points, and if it then means I can get the angel in retaliation, then.
So that's the Bloodseer's done Arcane Suppression, charged for free into him, boosted to hit, hoping for a crit knockdown. Didn't get it, but at least that's got Amon in the arcane suppression, so we have to decide about his upkeeps next turn. And then I've just measured out of the 10-inch no spells range, lets me get the Narath there. He pays 1 to pull the 2 of the jacks into him, and just starts wailing on the Dervish again.
Picking on the little one.
As you can see as the grids fill up, and my dice rolls the whole term were definitely above the curve, which I'm not gonna complain about. It's the turn that you want it.
That's it. You've got to get the solid alpha in.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, this was the escaping enliven.
Yeah. So
we're just checking that if. Well, I say we. You were just checking, weren't you?
Luckily, the your own Dervish was was a massive help to me. So the shepherd walked forward and managed to block him in and take a fury off the Narath, because I was obviously, running very hot. Shepherds aren't what they used to be, but you just get on with it. And then Fyanna realises that she's in a bad place and actually has to walk backwards out of the threat range. The walking threat of the Castigator, the other side of the forest, was 8 inches.
Yeah.
It couldn't charge, but it could just walk straight through.
And give her
and that there is the angels charge the front Castigator that's blocked in, and I rolled 15 on the dice plus 7 afterwards, hot swapped to Fury. So yeah, this Castigator didn't last very long at all.
No. Even with Ashen Vale, it's still
And I was able to overtake so I wasn't showing my back to his army, and then bought another attack and finished off that angel and its money.
Yeah, that's it. It's just
activation.
squash 19 points worth of stuff.
Oh, Fyanna feated. Obviously, you can see the big feat token out there now. This was always going to be the turn to do it. Walked forward and ate some fury up.
That's in the fill the gap where the Castigator could maybe get through.
Yeah, the Seraph just walked to block. What did I do there? Yeah, just sprayed that Dervish to try and put a little bit more damage on it. Just any boxes you can knock off, I suppose.
So I think it took one of its arms off, didn't it? Maybe.
Yeah, it had one of its. I think the Bloodseer took one of his arms off. That only did about 4 boxes on it. Succubus put a cloud down on the off chance, and it was just all about hopefully protect Fyanna for another turn.
So then I was doing the maths, as it were, for, because obviously he's now starting the arcane suppression, so the 45 was going regardless. It's not worth 2. It was going to be feat turn, but I didn't want to upkeep. I didn't have the fury, focus to upkeep synergy. To recast synergy. I could only upkeep it, so I didn't have as much focus as I'd like this turn. I could have done with another couple of points, but I got everything I needed, I suppose, which was all massive on it. I got mobility and got.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I quite like objectives because they're always an easy start to the synergy chain. If you've got a damaged jack that can just go up, hit it automatically, and you're up +1 automatic, +1 without trying. And against Fyanna with dodge and +3 defence.
Yeah, you want to be taking those easy ones. I've seen plenty of times the synergy chain's difficult to get started. Once you've got it started, it's okay, but it can take you 3 activations to get it.
Yeah, to get that first one.
So we're still going through the choir dance at the moment.
Yeah. But again, this is why the reposition is so strong, because you can put the choir in the way, get in this case battle onto everything, and then move out the way. Whereas previously I had a habit of moving the choir in and then blocking myself in, so that suddenly the charge lanes aren't there. And so we've got battle on all the jacks apart from that one in contact with the Bloodseer. And yeah, there's 2 vassals out there, so there's going to be 2 points of focus coming from them. And Mechanik, I don't think there was no one that was damaged that he could get to, so I think he moves sometime soon. Just to shift out the way. So there we go. So I lost the Wrack, but I got the focus, so that's all that matters. And then I had Harmonious Exaltation on him, and then decided not to use it because being able to pass out the focus was much more useful.
Oh, of course, because it would have left you with just...
Well, no, it would have meant it wouldn't have allowed me to pass out that point.
Yeah, didn't have another spell you could cast.
Yeah, well, you could cast Flashing Blade, but I suppose, but it doesn't really do anything. But no, there's no useful spell to be cast. So yeah, unfortunately, this is quite a bit of faffing from me. Because I don't think I've faced Arcane Suppression before, so it actually made a massive difference. Yeah, so there's the two vassals moving up and doing the thing, and then we get into the fun stuff. So, as I said before, straight into the box, slap the box. You can't quite see it, but there's a dice at the top of the screen that I always use for the synergy chain. He then sidestepped into, was it Succubus?
The Forsaken.
Forsaken, that's it.
Yeah.
And didn't do anything.
Did you miss him? Oh
Yeah.
no, he did 4 boxes to him, didn't he? He did 4 boxes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, with the board's attack, which you can't complain about, I suppose. So that was one, and then what's that? That's another. That's the second surviving Dervish going in at the top into the shard.
Yeah, takes a kiss off the board just like that. Side steps up.
I do love a sidestep.
Does another one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh no, you missed.
Oh no,
that
missed
dodge.
because he's dodged out the way, hasn't he? So we're on 2 for synergy at the moment. That was the Mechanic getting out of the way, so I could charge the Devout through for the 3rd point. I think he's the guy that splattered the second shot.
Yeah, there he is. He's all gone.
So that's us up to 3, and then it's smashing time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So the Castigator walked up, and I think he flamed. Because Admonition.
Yeah, I admonitioned away, and then he set the Seraph and the objective on fire, and then started punching.
Yeah, and then he got a couple hit or two on the whatever it is.
The Seraph, I think he punches, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I took the 2 power 14 auto hits on stuff rather than trying to roll for the 2 fists because I couldn't see him working.
No, but he rolled 9.
Oh yeah,
7 points of damage.
It was a lucky
Seraph.
roll.
Yeah, it was a good roll.
Yeah, so now we're on to the Bloodseer. That Arcane Suppression was crippling, so I just needed to get rid of it. So possibly a bit of overkill with a fully loaded Crusader to go into him, but
He was Def 15, arm 18, you know, it wasn't...
yeah.
I don't think there is such a thing as overkill going into something like that.
No, I suppose not. But power 23. It's that...
Power 23. Battle plus full synergy, it works.
Is a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
So, yeah, up went the Crusader.
So you were seeing if you could walk in right into the back art. Field Marshal parry is awesome, and there's no denying it, but he was just a couple of mil out of walking straight into the back art, but it was only defense 16 because of Fury, this Angel. I have a feeling the 2 hits killed it. I think you're really happy about the crit fire that turned out not to have any.
And this was the fun bit. Lawgiver's Creed again with the reposition. Just stuffing it down your throat.
Yeah, no spells are animated massive in this list. It's all slipstreams, and I'll push you and I'll pull you, and I couldn't do any of it.
And yeah, killing the beast with Fury on it meant you couldn't hot swap it.
Yeah, killing the beast with Fury. I don't think I even was able to get far enough away to cast it. So I was very much looking at the 3 heavies and the 3 lights right in front of me and wondering what I was going to be able to do. I just had to try and take out what I could and see what happened.
But this is where you were thinking about the assassination run, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went right. I probably wasted 5 minutes on trying to work this out. If I could manage to get the Castigator and the Dervish there out of the way, then I could easily have I say easily, a boosted 10 I probably would have had Amon out the game, but then it turned out that would have been including casting about 3 animuses, or 3 animi, which I couldn't do because of the book, and then I started trying to work out how many attacks I could get onto the book, and it was 1, not 5.
Yeah, that needing 5 separate hits to kill it is pretty powerful. Especially in a list like this with limited attacks, massive high strength ones. But
it's fair for a large base support solo, really. It's got to have something, hasn't it?
Yeah, 4 points worth of survivability. So here's the tank.
Yeah, back into the tank. So I'm still trying to work out.
Well, this was the push, wasn't it?
I was working out if I could beat back it enough to make a gap. Still completely forgetting that I couldn't slipstream.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't dawn on either of us, and then it got to the point, didn't it? You moved the model, and then it was like, hold on a minute. In fact, you'll probably see my hand point at.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there's still the book.
Like a dope.
Let's start again.
Yeah.
They very kindly let me take that back, but I'm pretty sure that Naraf did something very similar anyway.
Yeah, so I think at this point you were just discussing denying me synergy, weren't you? Just trying to reduce the amount of jacks that could.
Yeah, that's what it came down to, but with Amon and 2 jacks, you can still get to yourself to, 3 jacks, you can get yourself to having someone with a good time. But
yeah.
And I'm still trying to work out if I can kill the book there, and it was just over 3 inches into the forest, so I couldn't get it with Seraph.
Or Fyanna.
Yeah, Fyanna couldn't get close enough. Not without leaving herself to die next turn anyway.
So there was a lot of thinking, really, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was an awful lot of thinking this turn, and probably a lot more time spent thinking than doing. Yeah, that's the Fyanna can't actually get through the gap between the Seraph and the objective to even get near to the book.
I'd say at which point I think you just decided to go for it, didn't you? And
it must be soon. It must be soon. I did think about it for quite a while, but it must be at some point soon I decided to roll a dice. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, no, I decided to move a building.
Ape State. There we go. So I've got the shit paper out, so you must be attacking something.
Yeah. So I actually decided my Forsakens were both so full they weren't going to be able to do much, and I wanted to do as much damage as I could. So I started with the Forsaken going in and hitting the Dervish. The dice -4, when you can boost, you're going to do some damage.
That's it. It's like 6 points on average, isn't it? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
did 8 points with that one.
See, I was impressed how much damage they did. Because I've always thought of them just as Fury management. I've never really.
Yeah, they can hold it. If you can get yourself into an arm 11 unit when they're full, then you're going to pretty much kill a whole unit. But if you're coming up against heavies and lights, you just got to try and do some damage to lights, really. Do what you can. And then the Naraf went in and started wailing on those 2.
He started hitting the Devout, didn't he?
Yeah,
with the shield.
Hitting the Devout at armor 18, so I didn't do a whole lot to it.
Yeah, but you took the shield off, didn't you, at the very end?
Yeah, the last attack took the shield off. Yeah, the surviving shard member walked in, did a few bits of damage to the Dervish.
I think.
Yeah, that's. I think I'm at the point now. Fyanna's going to activate, and I'm umming and ahhing about what to do. How far can I get away from the book? I can't get far enough away from the book if I'm going to actually do anything in order to put Fury on the Angel. So I just decide to roll some dice at the Castigator myself, and I get a crit to knock it down and do the crit slam. Knock it down, do a few boxes.
That's
which
it.
is better than nothing. See it.
Move
back in a second.
Yeah. But at this point I was quite happy because I thought, well, okay, so I'll have to pay to get up. But I thought I can go back and just do another combust and get Fyanna and everything else. So looking around, I was quite happy, but I just really hadn't anticipated the fact that you still had 2 heavies to go, which really changed things, didn't it?
Yeah. So what did the Angel do?
Well, the Angel went for his AP strike, which...
Yeah, it didn't do loads, did it? About 13. And then... 13 is a lot, yes, 13 is a lot, but remember on the first Castigator I rolled 22 damage on the AP, so 13 is not a lot.
No, that's it. Previously you have taken out Judicator.
Yeah, I took
2 boxes.
Yeah,
or
we didn't
ridiculous.
film it. I took Adjudicator down to 5 boxes, but you didn't do no spells, so I had Fury and Kiss. So I think it took it down to about 5 or 6 boxes, didn't it?
That's it, and then
the
Naga, I think, finished it off, didn't it?
The Naga goes and does a bit to the Dervish.
Oh, it was the Dervish, wasn't it? It wasn't the Castigator.
I'm still trying to work out what actually finishes the Castigator, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't see. It's just a lot of wings.
Yeah, there could be anything behind those wings.
See, but I think at the end of this term you properly just bricked up, didn't you? And
yeah, I did a little bit and just tried to make it so that you're not going to get, you might get past, maybe you're not going to get past yourself, and you have to start to have enough models in the way, and it was the only way I was going to keep it safe. So I don't know what's just done it, but I've definitely just finished that Castigator.
yeah.
And then the Snaraf goes into that hurt Dervish there.
Yeah.
And
again, more denying the opportunity to add up synergy, wasn't it, rather than...
yeah.
There it goes.
There it goes, and then sprint into the way.
Yep.
That one sprinted right back. That was, no matter what happens, going to have something that can punch you next turn, more than anything else.
Yeah, so it's back onto me. And
do you know what killed the Castigator?
go on.
The shooting from the Seraph, because you were knocked down. It was easy to shoot you, even though you.
Yeah.
That's what finished it off.
Yeah, you got 2 shots, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was possibly the stupidest thing I did in the game. I decided that because I'd lost so many jacks, that I needed to use Amon to start off the synergy chain. So we're just sort of working it out that whether he can go in and do what's his whip attack thing? Flashing Blade.
Yeah.
Whether he could get Flashing Blade in or whether he'd just charge and then sort of what I can get out with the vassals to add more focus to stuff. So yeah. So when I first started playing and Protectorate, my first list, I had a piece of paper on it, and at the top of the piece of paper it said "Quiet go first." So I've sort of, you can see from the quite a few of these games that it's Quiet go first, or at least in the first 2 or 3.
This is quite funny. For half of this turn, I'm watching him. He's put his proxy base down for where he wants to go, and he just keeps blocking the lane with stuff. And then everything's got repositioned, so it comes back out again. I was like, he's going to do it himself. Oh, no, he's not.
So yeah, so there's... Well, the Wrack went pop, but I'll remove it in a minute. And then in charges Amon with mobility up and synergy
and all that. I think you even stopped there and thought, do I really need to do this? You probably did about the 7th time that turn. And punches the Naga, Night Lurker.
So it did a bit of damage, but I'm now looking at it as we're sort of watching it back. You sat there going, there was no need for that, but never mind. So yeah, so that starts the synergy chain off anyway. So we went from there, and then the Dervish, I think he had 1 arm. He didn't have a cortex, but he had an arm, so that was just enough to get, I think it was 6s to hit, wasn't it, on the Naga with his good arm.
Yeah, he did.
So no damage, but again the synergy chains up, and then the Dervish made it 3. So there we go, and then it was crunch. So yeah, I'd hoped that the Angel would go down pretty quick, and I could then wail on the box.
And it turned out he had to just roll to hit.
Yeah.
Armour 16 heavies against Power 19. I think I had 4 boxes left at the time, and that's only because I healed it last turn.
Oh yeah, because that was his fist, wasn't it? And then he used the big whacker on the big whacker. I suppose he's got a real name. His mace, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So there it went.
The angel went. At the moment, I've got so much fury out on the board. I'm like, that's one step closer to not frenzying next turn.
Yeah, and that last bit was walking a Crusader into contact with Fyanna and whether I could actually get her or not. When it turned out I couldn't. So it's more for my own amusement and just checking that I wasn't missing out on something daft. So instead, I think it went in, and I thought, oh well, Crusader's in place in front of Amon, and he's a bit more solid. And then ran the Mechanic behind him to hopefully repair the Crusader. What I didn't realise was that the Dervish that sort of sat behind the Crusader has got, I think it was 4 boxes left.
I didn't realise that either until I asked it.
Yeah, and then you look down and it's just like, oh.
So the last member of the Shard hit because it had no legs, and then just the Weapon Master's dice off 7, wasn't it? Rolled enough. And I was like, right, so Menoth now has a space he can fly into without taking a free strike and get on Amon, which was nice. But before I did that, I had something else that had to happen. And Fyanna had to heal the Menoth. It had no body and no spirit. So she walked forward, had 2 hits at Amon, critted the second one. I was like, excellent, that's Amon knocked down, but he's steady.
Yeah,
so it wasn't Amon knocked down, but he was down to about 6 boxes, 7 boxes. By the time Fyanna finished, she spent her last 2.
So he's down to 4, I think,
healing the Menoth, which just walks around. I had to take him off his base, magnetise your Menoth, it's the only way to do it. And I hit with the tail attack. Dice -1. No tough, game over.
That's it. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Do all the kind of YouTubey stuff that everyone always says.
Yeah, subscribe, share, like, tell your mates, come to the shop.
That's it.
That's the way we do it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.